From the gritty streets of Chicago all the way back to Arizona, you are live with no beelines once again. This is Lil Snoopy on the track 1, 2. I gotta talk, I gotta say what's on my mind. Listen, I got this man coming up next. He's finna tell you about him. He's finna explain everything that he wants to do, how to be successful in life, and how he's bettering himself all day, every day. No problem. His name is Ace, and he's got a place with us here at No Beeline. So I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Yo, my name's Ace, and I own an entertainment business which focuses on building and creating different types of arts from comics to music.
Okay, and explain more about your business, what you're trying to do to reach out and branch out your business and what you want to accomplish with this.
Well, I want to try to reach out to the public to find the most talented people ever so I can help support them and bring them up and make sure they get recognized into the world. I want them to, be successful in life, basically.
And how has it gone so far? How long have you had this business going right now?
Well, it's been a year and a half, which might seem kind of short, but for someone my age, that is a good achievement right there. And it's going good so far. I have a bunch of people that are working currently, and I have a artist that is from Korea that's about to debut pretty soon.
Okay, what's the name of the artist?
His name's Lynch.
Okay, what does he do?
So he's a Korean rapper. Before he joined the business, he was in this rock band, but when he came to me, I helped him produce his music, helped him with some lyrics, even though I'm not good at Korean. And now he's on Instagram right now at Lynch Official. And he's going to be releasing his first song this week on the 18th.
Oh, okay. And where can we find that music at?
You can find it on YouTube, and also there'll be some links on his Instagram page. It's at Lynch Official.
Lynch Official. All right. Everybody going to have to go ahead and check out that man right there. You may not be able to understand the word, but I'm sure that beat is fire. So tell us, where did you come up with the idea for this business? What inspired you to even want to start helping other people, other artists, achieve their goal?
Well, it wasn't a one-moment thing. It was a thing that happened over time. Ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a singer, actor, comedian, director, so forth. But I knew I could not be any of those things because I don't have two things, and that's money and connections. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are just like me, so I want to help them out while achieving my dreams also.
And what was the first step you took in order to achieve your dream?
First step I took was actually reaching out to people, going online every single day, scouting people, finding talented people so I can bring them to my business so I can help them out.
Wow, how long did that take right there? Just trying to find the right people? Because I know you didn't accept everybody.
Nope. It was both ways. I didn't accept everyone, and no one accepted me because they thought it was going to be a scam or something like that. But eventually I found the right people. It took me a while because some people quit. I'm not going to call them out, but some people quit because they didn't have time in the day to do it. So it was a long process, but we finally got some more people. We have artists debuting soon. We have more music and works right now, and even different types of entertainment like comics.
Oh, okay. How many artists and musicians do you have right now?
Working 15, releasing pretty soon, around 2.
Okay, look at that. See, that's an achievement in itself. I hope you're taking these small victories.
I am.
Because a lot of people forget. I'm like, look, everybody wants to have 100, 150. Everybody that's on YouTube, they want to have their first 100,000 views. I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Because nobody knows you.
Yep.
You got to build your brand in order to be great at it.
Yep.
It ain't going to happen overnight. I wish it could happen overnight.
I'm dreaming about that.
Sure. You make our life a little bit easier, but then that's when your phone keeps blowing up. And then you really can't ignore them. And then you got to hire some more people to take care of the calls because you can't have them directly calling you the whole time. So it's like, my God.
I know, right? And it's like I'm running this whole thing by myself. I have no help at all, so it makes it even harder. But I'm trying my best here. I really want this thing to work, so I'm working as hard as I can.
And where are you located currently, your business, if people wanted to hit you up?
Well, they could either look me up. I have my own website called Broad Art Studios. You can look me up on that, and also Instagram. I have my own Instagram account too. And it's not. I don't have it in certain area. It's worldwide because I'm working with people from Spain. I'm working with people from Italy, Korea. It doesn't matter as long as you got talent. It's fine. I'll work with you.
And that's what I'm trying to stress right here. I'm like, I just want to give the people the opportunity. He's saying he'll work with you. There's a brother in Columbus, Ohio right now. He's a rapper, producer, artist. He does it all. I gave him the opportunity. He's fully enthused. I could tell you're fully enthused. I've had to
Yep.
already, literally already. It's only been 2 months I've been doing this podcast, I believe. I've already had to turn people away. I didn't think I would have to this soon, but there's a lot of people. My rules are, if I'm not feeling like your music and it's not authentic to your sound, you're trying to be like somebody else, or I've heard the beat plenty of other times and you're just mumbling basically and it's not
Oh
making
my God.
sense, I'm not gonna work with you. I'm not gonna put
Yeah,
you on. I'm like, no, you can't do it.
I agree with that. Yep, I fully agree with that.
Like, how many people would you say come to you and they do the same thing you hear on the radio the whole time? It's like, okay, that's
Oh my
cool.
God. I I got a handful, not that much because I'm not that big yet, but I got a handful. Like actually, like 2 days ago, it was a friend of mine's that we don't talk that much, but I like we're nice to each other, right? He came up to me and said, "Yo, I want to be a part of your business. I'm a trap rapper." I'm like, "Oh, okay, show me what you got." And like he was like, like I'm like, "What is this?" I had to ghost him. Like that's how bad it was. Like,
wow. Was the beat even good?
it was like the beat was not even that good, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie here. The beat wasn't good.
So you at least make a good beat. Hell, you can make up for it a little bit.
Yeah.
What would you say your initial mental and physical goals were when you were first becoming a business owner?
Well, my goals were to stop procrastinating and also start self-teaching myself a little bit about business and marketing and so forth. Because, to be honest, in school they don't really teach you how to become a entrepreneur. They only teach you how to become an employee. So I had to like self-teach myself. That was some of my goals I had to do, and also have better communication skills so I can be able to make people interested into the business, either if they're a fan or an employee.
And how do you welcome your employees? I'm sure you don't treat them like anywhere or anybody else. If you had some employees, or if you do, how do you want to treat them, or how do you treat them?
The way I treat them, I want to basically build a family relationship with my employees. I want them to feel like this is their second family from home. I want them to feel like they can do anything when they're with me or working with me.
And what are their jobs usually?
Well, I have they have a bunch of jobs. Like certain people can do like, so I have a few people that do video edits. They edit videos, make music videos, so forth. I have other people that are learning to do animation for me. I have artists for comics and for album art. I have writers for both comics and for lyrics and so forth, music producers, and of course the talent themselves, singers and rappers.
Oh wow, you already got you a little. You got a little place. You're not gonna set home a base up or anything. You just let them do it from wherever.
Yeah, I don't have that funding yet to be able to have buildings for them to work in yet. Especially since it's a worldwide thing, I can't do that currently yet. But if like in future I get that much funding, then yeah, I can definitely have a home base and everything like that.
And who was your number one supporter starting this business up?
Well, of course I gotta give it to my family. Like day one, my mother always said that I can do anything that I put my mind to, and I just got to work hard for it. That's all. And she's been there for me number one.
That is awesome to hear. Mothers, everybody gotta love their mama. Because I know some people, it's hard, but you gotta learn to forgive people in this life. I tell everybody that. I know you're on good standards, but I'm letting everybody know now. Learn to forgive. Don't forget it, because they try to say forgive and forget. I'm like, you're never gonna forget the situation, because you're gonna remember where you came from and what happened prior to that. So you want to forgive so you can move on mentally, because a lot of people don't know mentally. is a hard roadblock to get over. That's the hardest. Physically, okay. But mentally, if you saying, oh yeah, I could do it, and you don't have that number one support, all of a sudden you're like, man, maybe I really can't do it. And now you got another roadblock in your head. Get over it. Whatever you got to do to fix it, do it. Be better. Be great. Because the only person holding yourself back is yourself. The mind is more powerful than you think. If you hit big with a client, let's say you meet a guy, let's say he's from Switzerland. You meet a guy, he's well known in Switzerland. Switzerland's not that big of a country, but it's big enough. Yeah. You meet him, he's an artist. He's a well-known rapper in Switzerland. And he comes to you saying he wants to grow. And you're like, okay, cool. You hear his music, you enjoy it. You bring that and you tweak it out a little bit with your video editing, help him out with the lyrics a little bit. And he goes ahead and puts it out there, and you put it out there. And all of a sudden, you have a number one artist that's liked all over Europe. What would you do if you hit big like that? And he wanted to give back to you.
Well, I would never take away time from other employees, so what I would do is this. Take time out of my days, out of my nights, stay up if I have to work with that artist, because if that artist makes it big, that will make the whole business look good. And if the whole business look good, that makes all the employees look good also, which is a win-win for everyone. So I would stay up all night working with him, don't get any sleep until we make it big.
And now you feel like that one hit big guy would give encouragement to all your other artists that may be working with you?
I feel like it will encourage them. Of course, there's going to be like some people that might be a little bit jealous, but we got to do what we got to do to make things work.
Understandable, because the business goes on. Just because one makes it doesn't mean I'm not trying to make the other 12 not make it. Can't depend on one person.
Yeah.
Now here's the kicker. If you were to lose everything right now, would you be able to pick back up?
Definitely. Like, one thing I've learned from like teaching my own stuff about business and stuff is that you should always start early, because things can always go wrong, but you need enough time to rebuild your business and to take big risks. So you should always start early. And if everything goes wrong right now, I still have that time to do that. And if I can't build up my business again, what I can do is do what most people do. Sign up to a different agency or label. Start from the bottom. Work your way all the way to the top. And maybe play a big part in that label or agency, or either take over it.
Oh, so you're trying to do a P. Diddy move. Like, that's literally a P. Diddy move right there. I'm like, that's how he got Biggie. That's literally how he got Biggie Smalls.
We gotta look up the number one.
Yep, you always got him. Because now he's the richest producer ever. And technically a rapper. But he's a producer more than a rapper.
He does it all. He even acts too. It's crazy.
I never said he was a good actor. He acts. I'll tell him that. He acts. It's like a lot of people don't want Beyonce to play Storm in the new Marvel movie. I'm like, whoa.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. They don't.
Wow.
Because I don't know specifically why, but they say she can't act. I'm like, she could sing her ass off, but there's not much singing in Marvel. So,
yeah.
I'm like, hey, if they find somebody better, hey, it's okay. That's what it is. And they don't want her in the new Black Panther movie. So, I'm like, you just killing her off of everything, aren't you?
I mean, she's pretty expensive, to be honest. I don't blame him that much.
I was like, you thought everybody else was expensive? Shit, you ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce price tag?
Oh my god.
Shoot, to try to have both of them? Oh my, you better check yourself, because I'm not paying that price ever.
Nope.
He's a smart bit. If I could learn one thing from Jay-Z, I would want to know the business. Because he's done excellent. Him or P. Diddy, I would give them the satisfaction. I'm like, I want to learn from. Just give me an hour. I know I could pick up something. It's an hour you time. That's all I ask.
Even 5 minutes, I will take 5 minutes any day.
Exactly. Why they pushing me out? Just give me 5 minutes. I'm like, come on. I know it's a big building. Just push me out. Come on. Tell me something. Would you say you have a strong relationship? Let's answer these individually right here. You have a strong relationship with your heart, mind, and body.
All right, so here's the thing. When a lot of people say this, people I know, they always say, oh, I always have a good relationship with my mind and nothing else because logic beats everything else. I'm the type of person that believes everything should be equal. You can't live without one of those things. Like you need logic to, plan things out. You need emotion. You need your heart to sometimes it's important to have everything. You can't live without one of them. You have to have them all equally. So yes, I believe that I have a good relationship with my mind, heart, and my body. I do.
And how do you go about finding that talent?
And
Like
my employees or myself.
in yourself.
And myself, it's really just like what I said with the business. It's a long process. I started to know some things that I like to do, and I want to see if I'm actually good at those things. So I start training myself how to be good at them, getting other people's opinions because that never hurts, and just start developing my talent and trying to put it out into the world and just do everything.
That's a great answer. You thought of that. I could tell you were sitting on that. He's like, he ain't gonna answer me no challenging questions. Give you that one, boom, you got it. Hit right on the head. That's what I like to hear. Open and honest. That's how you got to be on here.
Yep.
And on addition to that, what would you say your wants and needs? How do you organize what you need to do right now versus what you want to do for your business, for your employees, for your artists? Like, how do you try to balance each one out? Because both of them are, they're wanting.
Yep.
But one's got to follow before the other. How do you organize that, whether it's with your artist, yourself, your employees, or you could break it down with all three?
So what I do this a lot. I like to plan things ahead. So I always think about the future and always think about the long run because if I don't do that, I can mess up easily and I can stumble. I could make a lot of mistakes, take a lot of big risks and fail those risks. So I want to think about the future a lot and think about how I'm going to get there. It's like if you see a high shelf and you see a cookie jar on top of that shelf, you want to find a way to get to that cookie jar instead of just improvising your way through. You gotta make plans, and that's how I do.
Okay, that's all I like. So you write down in a planner? Do you just go off the top of your head? Do you have a list of things that you put in order of what you want to accomplish? How do you set it up?
I usually have different scenarios and how things might go. If one artist, while I'm writing this down, if one artist I think has a lot of potential, I'm going to set them up in a way that they could be recognized for their talent, and then right behind them could be the other ones, and it could be almost like a pyramid if you think about it that way. Okay. And if that doesn't work, I will set up a different scenario with different people in it. So I could succeed.
You work out the problem before you actually put it into motion.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to work ahead to take a couple steps behind. You're like, wait a minute. Let me put this into scenario. If I put him at the top, okay, he does this, then and the third. Okay, maybe that's not going to work. Put him over here. I get that. You're trying to write your own playbook. Like, how's it going to flow out if it's ran correctly?
Yep.
And you're trying to dot all your I's and cross all your T's. I get that. That's what my mom always said. Just make sure your ducks are in order. Dot all your I's, cross your T's. Because once you miss one, you don't know how far it can set you back.
Yep.
And that's the biggest problem I feel with some business owners. They'll be like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to get this done, and they don't have it in order or a list. Like sometimes I find myself subject to that, failing to either write something down or saying, oh, I need to do this, but I put 3 wants before that when I know this is the main priority, and then I wind up being like, damn, if I would have done it this way, that would have never happened with it.
Yep.
So now it's even more like, all right, it's better to slow down and make sure everything's correct the first time than trying to rush it. Oh, you're doing good, you're doing good, and then something from behind breaks down, and now you got to start all over again because you didn't take your time with it.
Yep.
Yep. I've seen it implode right in my face, and it's not fun at all.
Yeah.
And for future goals that you set for yourself, what's one of them? Let's say 2 years from now. Let's keep it short.
2 years from now, my goals is to, of course, have a few artists already debuted, some of my comics already out there for people that are more on the artistic side, and also to start working on video entertainment, stuff like web series, because that is also a part of my business too. But right now, we don't have that much funding to do that. So hopefully by then, we will have enough funding to start doing video entertainment stuff.
You got a lot to your business. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I do.
I'm just hearing it. I'm like, he done had like 6 different categories in this one business. My God.
Well, I am starting out slowly. I'm only starting out with the 2, and those are doing pretty good right now. But the more we work ourselves up, the more we will add. Because if you think about it, this is a large. If this business succeeds, it's going to reach out to a lot of people. It could be a good thing for a lot of people that want to advertise their products because it reaches out to a lot of people across the world, people that love to read, people that love to watch TV, people who love music. It's going to reach out to all of them. So that's money. That's a moneymaker right there if you think about it.
It really is, but I'm going to have to correct you on something you said. You said, if this business, we don't use the word if on this show. We use the word when.
Okay.
When this business. Because if you say if, that's borderline, you in a gray area now. You're like, if it don't, okay, whatever. And I'm like, no, this isn't whatever. If this is your baby, something you care about, something that you actually will go to war for, it's a when. When this thing explodes, I want to do this, that. You got to speak it into existence. When it happens, just like this podcast, when it blows up, I want to open up a radio show that does the exact same thing. And still have the podcast. No different.
I got you.
And I'm like, with every artist that I have on this show, we could do an anniversary call. Every time, whenever their date was, do an anniversary call. I want to keep in contact with all my clients. I do not care. All the artists, all the musicians I have on here, business owners. I've already had business owners, you obviously, and one other guy. I've had artists on here. I had a poet on here. So I'm looking to have a painter on here. I'm looking to have everything. When I say everything, and anybody can hit me up on Instagram at nobelines_83. Anybody. If you have a talent and you want that talent to be known by any means, it doesn't matter what platform you start off of. It's how hard you're trying to work to get to the next one. You gotta put in the work. Because if you don't put in the work, where the hell are you gonna go? Who's gonna know you? Nobody. Except you and maybe a few people you've told. I just want everybody to be great, and I'm giving everybody the opportunity I can give them. Using my platform. Because I know, as you know, as an owner, there's businesses out there that'll be like, yeah, no. Won't even hear it. Just be like, no. Why? Because. Won't even give you a good reason. Just be like, because. Call me when you have more clients. Call me when you actually are having an income with money. Call me when you actually, this, that, and the third. It's like, can't even give me the opportunity, but all right. This is where I come in. And I just want everybody to be great. And I'm going to keep it that way until the day I die.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's how I see, that's how I feel too. That's why I started this business, because I feel like not a lot of people get a chance to show their true talent, and I want to do that for them.
And all you can do is everything in your power of who you know, what you know, and you're going to keep it growing. And as long as you stay with me, I'm going to keep you growing. That's what I'm going to keep you growing. I hit up people all the time. I try to tell everybody, I'm like, I don't care if you're a big name athlete, artist, whatever. I don't want them on my show. Granted, I wouldn't mind. Because we all know that would bring in some viewers. Now, I would not mind. That's like me having LeBron James on here. I can already imagine that's about 3 million views right there. No problem. I won't mind because he's a business owner.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is not for people that's already made it. This is for people wanting to make it and growing from the gutter from the bottom, normal, average, blue collar workers, and trying to be better and better themselves. So I wouldn't mind having him on as a guest, but he would be more of a teacher of what to, how to, rather than me asking him like questions like, where are you found? Everybody knows where the fuck to find LeBron James. It's not hard. Like, we know what he's doing. Hell, he's always in the spotlight. I don't need to ask him what he's doing now. I can, but come on now.
Yeah.
Like, gotta keep it. I would love to have teachers on here. Eventually, I would love to have P. Diddy and Jay-Z on here because it was a real teacher. Going back to that.
Honestly.
Keeping on there. Yeah, I know they could teach a few things right there. Now, how old are you right now?
Believe it or not, I'm actually 17.
17? Wow.
And I have employees that are 28 years old.
That is, whew. And what state are you residing in right now?
Pennsylvania.
I don't know, because a Pennsylvania number called me, but I got a Chicago number in Arizona, so hell, I can't assume. Man. I was going to say, well, hell, you too young. I had a question for it, but I was like, damn, I thought he was at least 20. Sure, never mind. I mean, I could try to. No, I'm going to ask it anyway. You're 17. Let's say you go back to your 8th grade self. Okay, you're 13, 14.
All right.
Whatever you were doing then. What would you, if you had 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, what would you say to your younger self?
Well, I would tell him, like I said earlier in this interview, start early, start right now, stop procrastinating, just get your work done, get everything done, and start this business as soon as possible, because if you do that, more people will take you seriously, and in the future, there will be more employees working for you. And with that said, your dreams will come true sooner than you think. Even though it's only a few years back, 3 years is a lot.
It is.
And you gotta take advantage of that. So that's all I would tell him. Just get started early. You already know what you want to do in the future. Find a way to do it.
And a lot of people don't know. You don't have to be 21. You don't have to be a millionaire to start something you believe in. You can start right now. Literally start from nothing. There's plenty of people that literally started from nothing and then working hard towards their dreams. And boom. Look at it. Like, people say, oh, you gotta go to college, you gotta do that. I'm like, college ain't for everyone, buddy. And for half the shit we use in the world, they didn't go to college for it. Like, I could tell you whether, I mean, I got a Samsung, but if I was holding an iPhone, I'm like, Steve Jobs went to college, but it sure the fuck wasn't for, electrical studies. It wasn't for that shit. It wasn't for that. It was probably for business, for an extent, but it's like, he started from his garage, okay. The Amazon guy, I forget his name. I don't know why.
I don't think anyone knows his name.
It's like, shoot, I done heard him so many times. But,
how about Bill Gates? Bill Gates didn't go to college.
Nope. Most of these guys are dropouts, so it's kind of like funny where they always try to push you in high school. You got to go to college to succeed. You got to do this and that. I'm like, no, you don't. Because life isn't fucking school. Life is life, and it will slap you in the fucking face. Hard.
Yep.
And will not care is whether you're going to get up from that slap or you're going to go lay in the corner and cry. Because honestly, this world ain't for everybody. Not everybody can handle it. But it's about those supporters, those supporting people around you that uplift you entirely when you're feeling down and you feel like you can't do nothing more. You gotta have those people in the background saying, you got this. You already went through it. Let's keep on pushing. And it's always appreciated.
Yeah.
If this lifestyle didn't work for you, though, what would you be doing? If you never had this idea, never wanted to do it.
It will either be still trying to find a way to become an actor, or it will be me working and being either a lawyer, because I'm actually kind of interested in that type of work, or being in advertisement.
What kind of lawyer?
Public defender, maybe. Like, I'm not even sure, but, like, I'm just into that kind of stuff.
I mean, you can still do it. Ain't nothing holding you back. You could do it just cause if you want to.
True.
And were you nervous the first client you ever got?
Not really, because my first client was a friend. It was not until, like, 3 clients in that's when I started branching out to actual people that are outside of my circle.
Yeah, that's nerve-wracking because you're outside of my circle, and hell, I'm talking to you like I've known you. I mean, when I do an interview, I try to make it seem like a normal conversation, like we're just chilling, ain't doing nothing. You know, I know one guy, Mike, who I was talking about, who I had the pleasure of interviewing on Monday. He said that honestly, I was doing a podcast, I would run it just like yours, and I was like, what? Because he was the first person I interviewed outside my circle. And that was just last week.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was like, I would run it just like yours because it doesn't feel like an interview. It feels like we're just talking. Like I'm just hanging out with you. And you're just asking me questions to get to know me. And I'm like, that's how I want it. If I wanted to be an interviewer, I would have been a journalist. I never wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be in broadcast communications. And what I wanted to do was literally broadcast sports news. Or be a broadcaster. Like, literally, all I wanted to talk about was sports or be an athletic trainer. As long as I was near sports, I didn't really care what I did.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I wanted to interview people, I'd just be, Barbara Streisand or somebody else, that Oprah Winfrey falling to interview people. But that's boring. I don't care what you did. I'm trying to get to the deeper things. I'm trying to get to know you and your family at the same time without you even knowing. It's like, I don't care about the business, really. I care about it, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you, the person, because people don't buy into the business. They mostly buy into the person. Now, some are assholes and be like, yeah, I just in it for the money, but people buy into the person more rather than the business. And you seem like a genuine person enough. So it's like, I buy into it. I see why people come to you.
Yeah.
And are you feeling accomplished over that? Are you feeling like you're growing still as a person?
I feel like I'm growing. Yeah, I feel like I'm growing in every single way, as a person, as a business owner, as a friend, as everything. I feel like that's life right there. You gotta focus on becoming a better person and keep growing.
And do you ever stop learning?
Nope.
Well, see, that was a question right there. I was like, you ever stop growing? Because some people will be like, eventually, probably. I'm like, no. You can always learn something with everything.
Every single day you learn something new.
Like, nobody's an expert on anything because there's always something new to learn.
Exactly.
So when somebody calls you, oh, you're an expert on it. No, they're not, because, hell, they have to learn it. And they still learning about it.
Exactly.
What words of warning would you give any business owner your age or older? What would you say some of the downfalls that have happened to you that you would tell others to watch out for?
Not everyone's going to like your ideas. That's the main thing. Not everyone's going to like your ideas. Not everyone's going to like you or want to invest into your business. So you got to, the number one mistakes that people make is they start partnerships in the beginning. Don't start partnerships. Start partnerships later on. Start with yourself, because the only person that's going to care about this business is you. The only person that's going to care about it more is only you. So start by yourself. And also start early as possible, because just in case anything bad happens, like big risk or anything that can make your business flop, you need to be able to have enough time to get that business back up. That's pretty much it. Just realize that you are the main one that's in charge of your business, and start as early as possible. Start today if you need to. Start making notes, teaching yourself about marketing and so forth, and just get started.
And that's where you started, isn't it?
Yep.
When did you write down your first idea? Like, you were like, oh, I got to keep this. You just wrote it down, whether you typed it in your phone or you wrote it down on a piece of paper. When did you write it down?
Pretty sure even before my business even started, it was a thing for a comic. It was an idea for a story. It was either a comic or a show I had an idea for. And I'm using it for a comic currently right now. And I have a bunch of lyrics I wrote in middle school, believe it or not. And I'm using that in the business right now too. Except I'm improving it because I don't have that much good grammar at all whatsoever. And I didn't have it before. Again, it was middle school, so of course I'm improving it. But those notes, they mean a lot to me because they're some of the first ones. And now I'm using it into my business right now, which is crazy. I'm going to be having people singing my own lyrics. It's almost like a dream.
And I know you want that dream to become a reality.
Yeah.
A lot of people keep those as dreams. I'm like, dreams are meant to be lived. Make them a reality. Like my high school, it's always said, dream, believe, achieve. I'm like, dreaming and believing can fall under the same category, but if I'm not doing shit about it, it doesn't really matter. Because now I'm just dreaming and believing it can happen. Okay. Forget about it now.
Yeah, like my mother always said, actions speak louder than words.
And a lot
Just
of people,
gotta do.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. I'm like, you can talk all you want to, but if you're not moving into the direction you want, if you're not actually making knowledge-based assessments on your business, you're not doing anything. You're just a person.
Yeah.
You're just another statistic on this green earth that's average. And I don't want anybody to be average because everybody's here to do something.
Yeah.
You just gotta find what you want to do.
Yeah.
But what's your biggest fear in life?
My biggest fear in life is, like, outside business, just losing people I love. That's my biggest fear. Losing people I love and losing myself. Like, if I ever become big, ever become successful, I'm afraid of, losing myself to drugs or to fame or to any of that stuff. And I keep myself in check. Like, I just want to keep my sanity and just keep my loved ones close and never lose them. That's my biggest fear of all time.
That you'll fall to. One guy on the interview, he's like, all the songs are just about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You're scared to fall and prey into that?
Well, none of the songs we create are talking about drugs. I mean, well, there are few songs, but they're not talking about doing them. It's more talking about the people that do them, like they need help. So everything that we create is basically positive. Of course, we're going to talk about the dark stuff in life, but we're going to talk about getting out of those dark stuff. How people use that stuff for bad things and ways that they can achieve and become better for themselves.
Oh, inspire. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's something different. I can respect that. That's positive change in the world. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. You know what? Round of applause for that. That's a round of fucking applause. That's just, man. All right. It's finally something different that I haven't heard for the past 24 years. Well, let me be more realistic. I didn't start listening to rap till I was born in 96. So I heard my first rap song when I was in 5th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a while. A lot of people hear it earlier, but I'm like, no, 5th grade. And I don't think it was the right one to listen to.
Oh.
My first rap song was Lil Jon when he was hot. So this was Get Crunk. This was his Crank Juice album. And it was first song was Real Nigga Roll Call. And then it was Get Crunk. And my God, when that slapped me in the fucking face, I was like, what the hell am I listening to?
Who's your favorite rapper right now?
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg? Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's my OG. I gotta give it up to him. Once I heard him, I was like, I gotta hear it all. But if I'm talking about actually making a difference rappers, we're gonna have to put K-Dot and J. Cole, because they're making good moves.
I'm a personal fan of Childish Gambino.
Oh, he's great.
So like a lot of his music, like, oh my God, it's amazing. Especially like the one he made like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. This Is America.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Was it?
Yeah.
Hell, was it last year? Shit, I don't know.
Was it yesterday?
Shit, might as well, Ben. I'm like, shit, they play it a lot.
It's a really good song. I really like that song. Like a lot of his music, especially his music videos, they have a lot of meanings in them that now when people listen to, they won't think about it. But like his music videos talk a lot about, you know, how Black Lives Matter, and stuff like that. How police, you know, a lot just like kill black people out on the streets. It's like especially as a African American myself, that's hard. That's like I'm scared. Like I'm scared to like go out and do whatever I want because I'm afraid that another policeman is going to try to do something or do something slick.
And I always felt that it's kind of weird as there's certain jobs where you learn on the job, but there's some jobs you can't learn on the fucking job. There's some you actually gotta go, take the time, classwork, all that. They saying that a cop only has, what is about 300-400 hours of classwork actually to become a cop. I'm like, okay, that's cool and everything, but you see all the problems that we're having, so apparently you need to educate them more. And I feel like half the cops that become cops, like, I'm not going to name names because I do know somebody that's become a cop and he already knows who he is.
Yep.
But one guy, I known him since second grade. So I think I'm pretty sure I know this guy because I've been hanging out with him since second grade. So I've seen him grow up. Been to his house plenty of times. And the change in his demeanor I have seen from this wild out, like always looking for the best thing. Basically, we will match energy, so we will get in trouble. So it was like we're wild. Like we loved wrestling, we loved playing video games, we loved running around the house, getting out the house, playing at the park, whatever. You know, kid shit. People love doing kid shit. So, you know, we were those kids. You know, normal, fun kids. So as soon as he hit high school, I know people go through changes and everything, but once I saw him again in high school, it's like this man did a whole 180. Now he's not talking. Now he's all quiet in the corner. I'm like, who the fuck is this kid? I'm like, that is not the kid I known for second grade all the way to freshman year in high school. I'm like, man, that 10 years. I'm like, your ass is really going to be like this. And he was literally short with me. Like he would want to hang out, but he wouldn't like talk as much. He wasn't as like competitive when we were playing sports together. We played basketball and baseball together. So it was like, what actually happened? I had to talk to his mom. I'm like, bro, what happened to your son? And she was like, honestly, I think he needs you more. I'm like, why does he acting like he doesn't know where I live? I have not moved since he's known me. He has not moved since I've known him. Why couldn't you call me? My number hasn't changed. My mama has the same cell phone for the past 27 years. Come on now. And it was just like, since he's been hanging out with like different people, his mood's just been different. I'm like, I know outside can affect you. But at the same time, you can't escape yourself and let that change who you actually are. Because all that buildup isn't good for your mental health. You got to take care of your health mentally. It's very important.
Yeah.
So, as obviously I'm still in connections with him, I just don't talk to him anymore as I used to. I've noticed that he's a little odd with his takes on the world. I remember watching TV with him, I think 3 years ago. This was before the Super Bowl. This was a month before, so in January 2016. I was in his house, we were watching TV, we just ate dinner or whatever, And I think he was still a cadet. He wasn't a police officer. He was still doing like service jobs, but he was with the police department. And he was talking about the homeless problem in Chicago because we lived in the north suburbs, so there was a homeless problem, but it wasn't a problem. Like when I see homeless people, I don't think it'll go away. I think, how did you get there? What improvements can you make to yourself? I want people to better themselves. I don't think of get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But his mind, he said, I don't understand people who go homeless. Like, they make that fucking choice and fuck their own life up. That's their fucking problem. They should all get the fuck out of here and go to jail. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
What?
I looked at this man like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, and you want to be an officer, sir? I got several problems with you already. I'm like, I'm going to have to beat your ass for a second. I'm like, hold on.
Got some sense to your head.
I'm like, whoa. And his dad had to correct him, and he was like, his brother just graduated high school, was about to go to the University of Arizona, and he had to correct him too, like, that's not what happens. Some people can't help but become homeless. Like, they either get cheated, they get thrown out, it's not their job. Like, some people choose to, but others don't have a choice. Like, that's what happened, that's life. And he was like, man, fuck that, that's what happened, yada yada yada. I'm like, who the fuck raised you, bro? Who put these ideas in your head in the first place? Like, that's not even what a sane person would say. And then he's trying to say during this Black Lives Matter movement that he's posting all this cops, like, not all cops are bad. I'm like, we never said all cops are bad.
Exactly.
But at the same time, in the words of Muhammad Ali, if you put me in a room with 1,000 snakes and you tell me that 50 of them aren't poisonous, am I going to trust those other snakes to not bite me? I like it. It's not what we want to do.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah, he said it in the interview. I forgot what the interview was. He was like, yeah, put me in a room with 1,000 snakes. If you tell me out of those 1,000 snakes, 50 of them aren't poisonous, but the rest are, you think I'm going to trust those 50 snakes? I can't. I got to put you all in a group because I'm trying to get out of that room, trying to get out of the predicament. You don't want to do it, and I wish I didn't have to do it, but that's how it is until you see a change in how people act. And I feel like some of these officers, which is just the long ass answer I gave you, some of these officers are power hungry. Like, they didn't have power when they were younger. They were abused, whether they were mentally, verbally, physically, whatever. They never were in control in a relationship, whatever. They now have the power. They say behind that badge, they have the power to tell people and to do to people whatever they want, they feel like. And I feel like that's some of these people right here, where they were never in full control of a situation. And that's the problem we have.
I read something about an experiment done like a long time ago, where they took like 20 students. 10 had to act like they're police guards in jail, and the other 10 had to act like prisoners.
That's the Stanford experiment.
Yeah, that one. And they had to they found out that like the students that were acting like guards, they were actually getting power hungry. They were actually like being really rude and being really mean to the prisoners for no reason, just because. And like what you said, like, I fully agree with you on that. And it's like it's basically facts right there that people get power hungry sometimes, and they try to take advantage of other people just because they have the power to do so.
And I hate to say it to my friend, but I'm like, I never seen him with the power. And Lord knows his ass just got hired on too. So I'm like, well, he already knows he does something stupid. Don't think because I was your friend since second grade, my ass gonna come to Chicago and put you in check. Because your mama sure will call me. And if she don't call me because I think she's iffy too, I'm like, don't think I won't find out. I'm like, son, that's my biggest fear. I feel like he would be the one to cause a problem because he doesn't have the control at that minute. He doesn't have a problem with minorities, but he has said some things that are questionable.
I know those people.
Yeah, where you're like, all right. Now you gotta watch them. It's like, shit, I don't want to have to watch another one. Damn. It's like, I known you for 2 years, bro. Come on. But I know, like, if you get a person that's white mad enough, they're just waiting to use the word. Even if they never said it in their life. If you are of, they call us minorities. There's more of us than them, but let's call ourselves minorities. If they're just waiting, if a minority is talking to them and they get mad enough, they're just waiting to use the word. It's in their back pocket. Just like, please let me use it. And you're just waiting for it. And somebody's going to get them mad enough. And it's sad because you always got to be on guard with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, since we got too deep, I'm just going, ooh.
It's fine. I'm fine.
Sure, look at that. It's already been 50 minutes, if you can believe it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I'm like, this is genuine conversation. If this was an interview, she'll be bored by now. I could have had the interview done in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, they just see what happens when you get on a personal level. This is what happens. You find a connection, and you keep the connection. This is what I want on my podcast. I ain't trying to run it long. I'm trying to be truthful. Get people educated on here when they listen.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
keep it real.
Exactly. I'm not trying to bullshit you the entire time. This is no B-lines, no borderlines. We can talk about anything and everything under the sun. But as you, a business owner, a black business owner, 17, young, I say by next year. When's your birthday? Hold on. When's your birthday?
I'm gonna keep that private right there.
Oh wow! Like it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
it's. I'll tell you it's in April. How about that? I'll tell you that.
Yeah, all right. Be 18. I believe by next year you're gonna have a big break, and I believe by the year after that you're gonna have a foundation. Not the foundation you've already built. You already poured the cement of your business. I'm talking about you're going to start laying bricks. And now you're going to be bigger. By the time you turn 21, look here, people going to know who you are. On the East Coast, people going to know who you are.
Yeah.
From the East Coast all the way, let's keep it small. You got people working on in the world, let's keep it at home. On the East Coast, people going to want to know you. People going to want to talk to you. That same year, the USA going to know who you are. You're going to be doing interviews. Not to hear interviews. I mean, by that time, if you want to come back on, I don't really care. You can come back on. Because by that time, that's already 3 years right there. So you owe me an anniversary in those 3 years. So, shit, it's not like I'm not going to be keeping up anyway. So, because I keep tabs on everybody. I want to make sure they be successful. So, you got those 3 years. Now you come back on the show, you know. I'm going to have you as a guest. Tell them how you've done. Go back on the interview, listen to what we're doing right now, see how you've grown, comment on that, you know, typical interview shit. You know how people do. And then those 5 years, boom, look where you be. You already teaching others. You teaching others to be great. You holding your employees accountable to be bosses in their stuff, in your business, but they're bosses to other people. So they can be great and venture out to grab more clients. Now look at that. You already have an ownership in something. We don't want you to get rich. We want you to stay wealthy. And a lot of people don't know the difference. Rich is in the moment, that's what you got. I win the lottery, I'm rich. It's about what I do with that to spread it over generation and generation to build wealth.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to realize. You want to have wealth, not be rich.
Because
you can lose all your money being rich. But if you got your ducks in a row, you're wealthy.
Yeah.
Any
Sounds like a plan.
Any closing comments you would like to say? Question, comments, concerns about anything?
All I just want to say is that anyone that's listening right now, just look up Broad Art Studios. Go on Twitter, DM me if you want to create music, create comics, or even have ideas for... I actually have a video programmer. If you have ideas for that, for anything that's to do entertainment, please DM me, and we can talk it over, audition and everything. And for anyone that wants to be a business owner, just do your thing, never give up, because we have a lot of time here.
Beautiful words said by a business owner. Young man, 17, going out in the world and being great. That's what I love to hear. Now, Here at No Beelines, you know we always keep it real here. We don't stray away from anything. We go at it head on. You know what we're trying to do here. You know the opportunities I'm trying to give you. And as long as you're willing to put in the work, I'm here to give you that open door that you may need. This has been Lil Snoopy on the track 1-2. I had to talk. I had to say what was on my mind. And always remember, love, peace, and hair grease. I'll see y'all next week.